Yeah, I was in the front row of that press conference, and it was quite a moment. You could really feel the significance of that. Some members of Nicola Sturgeon's staff were visibly upset, crying, as she announced that she was standing down as Scotland's First Minister. Well, to tell us a bit more about the reaction to this in Scotland, we're joined by Kevin Pringle, former Special Advisor to the Scottish Government and one-time Head of Communications for the SNP. Kevin, how surprised were you by this?
Very surprised. I think it really shocked Scotland, and I think it had big political ramifications across the UK and even wider afield, because Nicola Sturgeon had quite a substantial European and international profile. So this is really, really big news, and I don't think anybody saw it coming, certainly not this morning.
Were there any signs of this?
Not really. I don't think so. I mean, I think, you know, she marked up the point of becoming the longest serving First Minister quite some time ago. So inevitably it follows that once you've been in post for that long, there's lots of questions that get asked about, you know, how long and who next and so on. I think probably what happened is something that struck me quite a lot in what she said this morning when she talked about how she felt that she'd become a polarising figure. And I think part of the reason for that, because she's not really a particularly polarising person, it's not her personality, it's not her character, but it just so happens that in recent years we have all been immersed, Nicola Sturgeon more so than most, in binary politics, if you like, whether it's the constitutional question in Scotland, whether it's Brexit UK-wide, whether there's a very strong Scottish dimension to that, or individual policy issues like transgender law reform. They've been pursued in a really binary kind of a fashion. So I think it's probably an inevitability that if you operate in this era as a leader in a period of binary politics, it's bound to attach itself to you. You might say she's done very well to be so successful in that context for so long.
And just finally then, what next for the independence movement?
I think it has to really debate it fully, thoroughly. I don't think there's any great rush. I think that the party needs to take its time to choose the right leader. And above all, I would say to have a contested election, not a coronation, but a wide open contested election.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Back to you in the studio on a very significant day in Scottish politics.